What is up, Buttercups? Anyways, listen, a couple of articles were sent to me, and I think they're pretty interesting. Muhammad Alawi reveals the scheme of corrupt entities. Money is being paid to MPs to block the passage of the government. This, I can't. Every time I see stuff like this, I can't help but just think about what's going on here in our country. Look, there is no doubt that there's some kind of group of people out there who love the world in total chaos. They love for everybody to be fighting because they benefit from it. So whenever you get like a government like Iraq, these people want stability. You know what I mean? But there are outside people, a group of people with an agenda to keep Iraq where it is. They can use Iraq as an excuse to funnel tons of money and do some real corrupt crap. All right. So it's just a shame to see this if this is true. So Alawi is saying that he has heard that there is a plan to thwart the government's passage because of inability to continue the thefts because the ministry will be ran by independent and impartial ministry. That is a damn shame. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly one of the problems that the IMF has and the World Bank has and the United Nations has with Iraq. They just can't get their crap together. The corruption is terrible, man. If I didn't know any better, they're Democrats. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so not going to see how all you people, the snowflakes are getting triggered. I'm just kidding, people. Calm down. Anyway, so the point is this: something has to happen. Somebody has to make a breakthrough. But I'm telling you, and I've been saying this before, and I said this when I was on the other YouTube channel, and that is this: there is a faction of people out there that love the corruption the way it is. They run arms through countries that are torn down, places like, Libya, places like what's going on in Syria, places like this going on in Iraq. You know what I mean? It's just they love it like this. There's an excuse to run guns through there. They make money off of the chaos. So look at this. This guy, at first, some people said, he's not a good guy. They didn't think he's going to do anything good. But all my friends that said that, their minds have changed. This guy seems like the real deal. Now let me float an idea out there. So we know a new government. There's a new election coming up, and this guy, Muhammad Alawi, might not be the prime minister because he's only an interim one. Let me float a thought out there for you. What about Dr. Shabibi becoming prime minister? You know, Dr. Shabibi wrote an article, and I did a video on this, complaining that the policies, the monetary policies that the CBI is under from the IMF and the World Bank helps keep inflation low, but it really chokes off their ability to grow economically. He's the one that was pushing for a rate change. Can you imagine if that guy becomes prime minister? Wouldn't that be freaking awesome? Just wanted to float that out there. It's not the truth, but I'm just saying. I was just thinking, who would make a great prime minister? I think Dr. Shabibi would. Okay, before I go any further, let me also remind everybody, I got a group on Facebook. It is the same name as my YouTube channel. I will leave a link in the description. Again, I encourage everybody to go there. If you go there, there is a lot of information on the Iraqi Dinar, on the Vietnam Dong, as well as cryptocurrencies and everything else like that as well. Excuse me. All right, so I will leave the link, and you guys just come on over, follow the link to go in there. Also, I have in the description links to, for those of you, a lot of people keep asking me, where do I go if I want to start buying cryptocurrencies? So in my description, I have links. Not only do I have links to where you can go to buy cryptocurrencies, but if you follow the links, you can get a free cryptocurrencies just for following the links. All right. So I encourage everybody to do that. All right. So let's kind of get back to where we were now. So this is not what we want. I hope this isn't true, and I hope some way to get past this. But look, again, the powers that be, that you got these billionaires here in our own country that are buying elections. We see Michael Bloomberg out there. We see Tom Steyer out there. We know George Soros is smart enough to buy all kinds of states' attorneys and prevents them from enforcing the laws. This is the kind of crap that we don't need anywhere at any country. All right, so it's not just here; it's everywhere. And so, we got to get behind those people who are going to fight and stop this kind of crap. You know what I mean? Thank God I paid attention to Q. Okay, so here we go. Where we go, one we go all. All right. So here's another article. Let me enlarge a little bit because this is interesting. So an advisor of the Prime Minister of Financial Affairs, the appearance of, oh man, just another Muhammad, all right? Because I'm not going to try to say his last name, announced that the liberation operation cost Iraq $13 billion as Iraq made borrow. I love the wording, as Iraq made borrow $13 billion from the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and the European countries. All right, we know about this. We know that they did some of these standby agreements and they got borrowed money to try to get their country together. Anyways, in a statement, the external debt of Iraq currently stands at $37 billion and also includes a debt of the Paris Club. Not to mention they owe a little bit more money to Kuwait. All right. So, commenting on this, the head of the Economy and Investment Committee in the previous parliament, that's the person's name, said the sums were spent on the war operations and on the foreign forces present in Iraq, not to mention the sums of compensation for those people of the affected areas which have not yet been paid yet. Have not been paid yet. I started thinking about something. I'm going to run this past you real quick here. Okay? The central banks. I've been thinking about this. We all know they've caused all kinds of problems. We all know that there's a crisis coming. We said the crisis coming. Trust me, the coronavirus is just an excuse for the crisis. It's bullshit. Let's be real. But I started thinking about something. We keep talking about a currency reset, a global currency reset. Now, what if? What if each country takes turns changing their currency? Because I told you guys there was this not too long ago. There was a currency swap between all the central banks. Each one of them took the other's currency and they stored up on it. Now that's not unusual, but there's usually a reason, a smaller reason for that. It has to do with interest and so forth. But they did it in large swatches. I mean, large amounts of it. But what if? What if there's an agreement between the central banks that each country, there is a set schedule that these countries go through this. So basically what I'm saying is this. Let's pretend over here, I'm just going to use Iraq. Let's say Iraq goes first and they say, you know what? We're going to go ahead and change the rate to 320. Yes, I'm saying it to 320. That means all these other central banks holding the dinar benefit from a rate change versus their own country's currency. So if you make the rate in the Iraq currency higher than the rest of the other countries, then when you swap, because they're holding dinar, so then when they swap the dinar back and they get their own currency back, they get a lot more of the currency. This would be a good way to hydrate each of the central banks. And then they could turn around and buy down some of the debt that's out there. Try to right the course, so to speak, of this economical crash. So what happens if each country takes turns doing that? So then all of a sudden the rate's up this high. These guys do what they need to do. They benefit from the rate change. They do something to their balance sheets to try to make things look better. All of a sudden there's a bump in the economy for all the speculators that are holding on to this. And then all of a sudden, they kind of say, well, we need to make an adjustment and lower this rate back down. And then all of a sudden over here, the Vietnam dong, it goes up and it's higher than the rest of it. I know this sounds crazy. It sounds hypothetical, but think about this. If each country's central bank takes turns on an exaggerated rate and each other country's holding that currency, when they make the exchange back into their own currency, it rehydrates their central banks. Sounds crazy. I know. I do that from time to time. I kind of go out in left field. But I was thinking about that. And that might be what's going on because there's a lot amount of currencies being swapped all over the place right now. And I'm talking about between all the central banks. All right. And the BIS bank is definitely in the middle of this. Okay. So they are seemed you heard they're called the BIS is called the central bank of the central banks. All right, they might be the referee, they might be the parent of what's going on, and they might be the ones holding all the keys to whatever this global currency is. All I know is that they have members, and each members pay dues, and so they might be overseeing this whole thing. I have a feeling they are. There's a lot of people becoming members, and I have a feeling what's going to happen is there's an agreement that each central bank is going to slowly increase the value of their currencies one at a time, not all at a time, but one at a time. And what's happening is as each one increases the value of their exchange rate, the other banks can then take advantage of that and somehow correct their own balance books. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Anyways, I thought about that and I thought it was a little bit crazy. Not thought a little bit crazy, but I think it's very doable, to be honest with you. So anyways, let's talk about real quick, let's touch bases on this, what's going on in the stock exchange. Man, between the last 2 days, we're looking at a huge hit. So at the end of this day, 879 points down. Yesterday, I believe, was a little over $1,000. So you're looking at, I don't know, pretty close to 1,900 point loss in just the last couple of days. And to make my point again, once again, cryptocurrencies continue to go down. Look at XRPs at 24 cents. You guys out there, man, get ready to jump all over this bad boy, because when a market correction happens and there's no more excuse for the coronavirus, you have an opportunity to pick up a lot of cryptocurrencies for a fairly good price. Now, this is the one I'm eyeballing. I've been eyeballing Ethereum for some time. It got up to 280. So it's a $40 loss right there, man. But you know what? Don't panic. If you own these cryptocurrencies, don't sell them. Don't react emotionally. Just tell yourself, good, I have a chance to pick up more cheaper. Just leave it in there. It will go back up, okay? It will. This is just my opinion. Somebody suggested I said this. Look, everything that I talk about is just my opinion. I'm just sharing my opinion. I'm not a professional. This is just my own opinion, all right? But look at XRP, 24 cents. So we have a chance to pick up a lot of different cryptocurrencies for a fairly good price, all right? So anyways, I just wanted to show you that, and let's get past over to here. So anyways, there's a gentleman, and I hope you don't mind that I'm showing his name. I hope I'm not saying your name wrong. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I apologize. Anyways, he sent me an interesting message, and I don't know if it's okay to share his name or not. I hope it's okay. But anyways, he sent me a side-by-side comparison to Kuwait. Now, I did an older video, but that was a side-by-side a comparison to Iraq and Kuwait. But oh, wait a minute, I want to finish my thoughts. Sorry, I was lost. The point I was trying to get to is this. Look, the stock market getting hit as hard as it is, cryptocurrencies dropping, gold and silver slowly creeping up. I was thinking to myself, and I don't know about you, but man, if Trump is truly the person, the one that's going to pull the trigger on this, you would think if the stock market starts to crash a little bit more, he might actually pull the trigger on this whole dinar rate change. I'm just throwing that out there because a lot of people believe that Trump is behind this. But I would imagine if you see this drop somewhere around 25, he definitely will pull the trigger on it. He needs that bump. We're going into a re-election. All right, I just thought I would throw that out there. Anyways, back to where I was. So he did a side-by-side comparison of Kuwait and, okay, so up here, it got chopped off. I apologize. So this top one right here, this is Kuwait's number. This down here is Iraq's number. So his numbers are a little bit more updated than mine. But I thought it was very interesting and I wanted to share with you. Okay? Because if you take a look at it, the population is, look, they got 4 million people over there. Iraq has 39 million people. All right? The revenue in national currency is in the billions. 24 billion for Kuwait, all right? This is 104 trillion for Iraq. National currency in the billions. Very, very interesting. This is not like a small little amount. This is a dramatically huge difference, all right? government revenues in US dollars. Well, they have in the billions. Here you go. 81 versus 88. Iraq has a little bit more. But check out the rate exchange. So for the Kuwait dinar, if you swapped it for US dollars, for every one Kuwait dinar, you get back $3.29 of American dollars. But look at here, for every one dinar, you get less than 1 cent back for the Iraqi dinar. That's a huge difference, all right? GDP in US billions. Look at the GDP, 141 compared to 224. Obviously, because of the population, these people have a much stronger GDP. All right, there's other factors obviously in that, but the GDP PPP. Okay, so US in the billions. All right, so look at there's almost twice as much for Iraq than there is for Kuwait. Very interesting. So here we go with exports, imports. So exports, all right. Iraq has, is that right? 6 trillion more dollars in exports than they do, than Kuwait does. So 6 trillion. No, it's not like $6. No, we're talking about $6 trillion. And look at the imports. This is the amount of crap that they bring in. Iraq actually brings in less than Kuwait, which is interesting. So you look at the difference in ratios. Let me whip out my little computer here. Let's see so each one of them has a surplus. Okay, here you go. Here's a ratio anyways. Here's the ratio of exports to imports. Look at this. 1.24 to 1.6. So I guess I'll do it anyway. So let me see here. Let me whip out my trusty calculator. All right. So if we take a look at 8, 5, 1, 9, 8, 8, 9, 7, 7, 9, 8, minus 6, 8, 2, 0, 4, 7, 8, 3. Just use the damn keyboard. 0, 5, 4. Okay. So look at, they export almost 60 trillion more dollars. Is that right? Why the hell does that look wrong? Let me try this again. Sorry about that. So we got 85198 897 798 minus 68204 783 054. Yeah, that's more like it. My bad. Jeez. So, anyways, they export, and we're talking about Kuwait, exports, 16, let's round it up to 17 trillion more dollars worth of goods per year. Not too shabby. That means they're ahead of the ball game there. Let's take a look at Iraq. 91930 700 123 minus 56. Look how much better Iraq does in exports versus imports. So they export 35 billion more dollars. So both of them have a trade surplus. So the point that he was trying to make is, look, the only difference is, the only way that Kuwait is doing better is this rate, $3.29. I get the point he's trying to make is, look, I keep saying the rate's going to come out about $1.34. I get that people are going to try to make an argument for $3.20. I can tell you right now that the government of Iraq wants the $3.20. You know what I mean? They make a good argument for it. So I said there's more factors that he should be taking into consideration, like the gold reserve. So let's take a look. So, here's some of the comments he made. Additionally, oil exports comparison. Kuwait does 1,000 kiloliters in Iraq. So here's, this definitely, I am from America, so I don't know how to convert this. But anyways, nonetheless, we're going to do it in 9,241,000 kiloliters, and Iraq does 19. Obviously, you're looking at more than twice as much oil is being exported by Iraq is the point. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's actually, it's almost doubled. Okay, so it's almost doubled. Comparing between Kuwait and Iraq using just those data above indicates that Iraq exceeds Kuwait in all counts except for its exchange rate. So rates equivalent to Kuwait or higher is not impossible. So they're making a good point here. He's making a good point. All right. What else? If you also consider Oman, Oman, another oil-producing nation with perhaps very little manufacturing activities, has an exchange rate of $2.60 to every one U.S. dollar. Nope, I think I'm backwards. For every one of their dollars, which is the reals, you get 260 U.S. So, but look, I made this argument before. When it comes to the oil nations, there's only like 3 countries that are less than, I think, less than $1.35. Most of them are all over a dollar. There's no doubt about it. There's only 3, and 2 of them are in war-torn areas. Okay, so yeah, there's good reasons to believe this. But the point is, what does Iraq have to support the rate? But also, like I said in the other videos, look, Iraq has to come out the sweet spot, or else it's really going to kill them. So let's take a look at something now. Here's gold reserves. As a matter of fact, in July of 2019, the Kuwait's gold reserves dropped down slightly. You can see right here. On the other hand, if you look at Iraq, theirs jumped up. Not just like a little bit. It jumped up there pretty good. So Iraq definitely has more gold reserves. Good reason for a stronger rate. Okay, so anyways, let's look at something else. Foreign exchange reserves consist of foreign currencies, deposits denominated in foreign currencies, monetary gold, special drawing rights, and reserve positions in the International Monetary Fund. They are held by monetary authorities to finance trade imbalances, check the impact of foreign exchange fluctuations, and address other issues under the preview of the central banks. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so just look at this because I wasn't able to get it. So this is the latest data from when to when. Okay, because here's a country, because the next page doesn't have these headers on there. Look at the difference between Iraq, look at that, holding, versus Kuwait. Look how much bigger Iraq has stored with the IMF. That's huge. That's not like a little. Let me back up again. Okay. So you can see, the table shows the latest numbers in billions in currency units available from the national authorities and the percentage change from 3 months ago to a year ago. All right. So these are some huge numbers for Iraq. We've been trying to figure out if Iraq has the money to cover an exchange rate at 320. There's lots of good arguments for it. I get it, okay? I really do. And I've been making these side-by-side comparisons for a little while now. But, the amount of currency that Iraq has issued is way higher than what Kuwait has. And it's not like a little bit. It's drastically higher. I mean, huge. So that really lowers the value of the dinar because they have so much out there. Now, what I'm hoping is that makes a difference is less than 5% of it is in country. I still think about 90% of it, 92% of it is in central banks everywhere. Not as much as people think are out there in the hands of speculators, all right? I'm hoping that I'm hoping that Iraq and IMF and World Bank realize that although there are some that are in the hands of the public, but there's not that much of it, that they could go ahead and take a chance on a higher rate. But in order for Iraq to really grow economically, look, they're going to have to come out with the sweet spot, okay? We know this. So again, I just wanted to kind of bring that up. If this is true, it's just ugly, man. These people need to be called out. If this is true, they need to find out who. They need to call the people out and then remove them immediately from the cabinets is what they need to do. Move them out of office. Anyways, this thing goes on. I should have continued, but I forgot. Anyways, this thing goes on and on to talk about the amount of debt. The foreign affairs amount to $125 billion. It goes on to talk about how bad. So he warned that its survival, this economy, the economy for Iraq, the future economy is about to take a huge hit. And this guy's explaining how the 2020 budget, you're going to see a huge deficit. I know what you're thinking, because you're thinking like I am, and that is, we know a way that can help eat up a lot of this debt. Change the damn rate. Change it. Is it me? Just hit the like button if you agree with this. Is it me, or does it seem like a lot of Iraq's problems could be solved with the rate change? And I'm not talking about the big one. Let's go with the $1.34 like I'm talking about. That brings outside investors in. They will start giving the jobs to the employee or to the Iraqi people. They can start paying taxes. You see what I'm saying? So if you agree with that, hit a thumbs up button, because it seems to me right now, and not only that, a rate change sure how can help Trump if this economy continues to crash because of the coronavirus. All right. So anyways, hit the thumbs up button if you agree with me. Don't forget to like and share. One last thing real quick, because people keep asking me, hey, how do you go about sharing your link on your YouTube videos? I'm going to show you real quick here, because a lot of people don't know this. If you go to YouTube, all right, and you're in YouTube, and you want to share my videos, okay, I'm going to show you how you do this. All you have to do, because people are like, in my group, we don't have a share button. It's a private group. It's set up that way, okay? So if you wanted to share a video of mine, it's real simple to do. If you find a video that you like, just say this video here, and you like it.
Say what?
Okay. Anyway, see up here where URL is? See this right here? Once you get the video up that you like, just right click, copy it, go over to where you want to post it at. Let's just pretend I'm going to post it in this group. Hit paste, and there it is. And you can do that on your screens. You can do that in groups. Just hit post. You can do that with anything. So this is how you share videos, because I've had a ton of people saying, how do I share your videos? That's how you do it. Just go to YouTube, go up here where the URL is, copy it, copy the whole thing, and then paste it wherever you want to save it to. All right? It will show up. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you before I forget, because a lot of people asked. All right? Anyways, y'all have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.